The purpose of this video is to show you how to use LDS.org's Study Tools section to improve your studies. Now you access this by clicking Scriptures and Study Tools, then My Notes. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with this feature of LDS.org, it is very closely linked to the Gospel Library app. So if you ever highlight or tag or write notes on your mobile device in that app, it actually links to this page on LDS.org. Now, I used an iPad on my mission, so I already have a lot of tags for my studies on my mission, and it proved to be very beneficial. So for Dustin, as I was reading my scriptures, I would just tag things that related to things that I wanted to talk about with Dustin, even if I wasn't particularly planning for his lesson at that moment. Now, an example of how we would use this when you're not a missionary is say that you're about to give a lesson on testimony, and you want to look up content that relates to testimony. So you go to the topical guide and look through some of the scriptures there. Now, Matthew 16:16, that looks great. And oh yeah, this story, I totally want to read that. So you just highlight it, and then it pulls up this pop-up, at which point you click Add Note/Tag. I knew that I was giving a talk on testimony, so I have already created a folder that I just can put it right into. And I can even write a note. I think this gives a great description and example, so I can remember what I was thinking in the moment that I tabbed it. And when you hit save there, it puts it right into the notebook, and we'll get to that in a second. But I had also just barely came across this Gaining a Testimony talk, and I would love to keep reading this. It looks like there would be a great story in there. If you click this bookmark tab, then you also can write a little note on it. Cool story. And click save, and it will also go straight to the notebook. Now let's go check out what we have so far in testimony. So after you refresh the page, you can just come down to this testimony tab that I created, and then you'll see right there that you can click on this link for the cool story. There's also the scripture that I just put in there, as well as everything else that I've come across already. Now, it's wonderful because it is all right there. Things that you're studying from many different sources are all compiled into one categorized by you notebook. And it is all online and can be accessed then from your mobile devices as long as you are signed in with your LDS account. So that's all for this video, but I would just like to end with my testimony that this study tool, it's an amazing way to connect everything that you're reading and to do long-term studying on subjects. So I encourage you guys to try to implement this into your studies, as it can be very valuable in your acquisition of spiritual knowledge. Happy studying!